Hello, Teddy here. I came on because I feel inspired and compelled to speak for a sec. I'm noticing because I watch a lot of YouTube and I love all these, um, a lot of the spirituality and a lot of the love that is being really generated through this forum. Um, but I'm watching a lot of videos recently in the past month where a lot of people speaking are taking out trigger words from when they're speaking and they're not using these trigger words. Um, I think one of the trigger words might be vaccination. Um, I I get it. I really understand why these things are triggering, and I also understand why it's important to not want to trigger people. However, I feel a little differently about this. I don't necessarily think that taking out trigger words is a solution to this. I, it feels enabling to me. It feels a little bit like instead of empowering somebody with the choice of their own experience, you're removing the experience from them. And these triggers, even though they're uncomfortable, are our gifts. These are things that the more we're triggered, the more we're compelled to try and work towards a comfortable solution. And if we're not being triggered, then we're not working towards a comfortable solution. So it doesn't feel empowering to remove these trigger words, because to me, it's taking away the power of the person to be able to work towards that solution. When somebody gets triggered enough, they find enough discomfort in something, they start looking for other types of solutions. Some people won't choose positive solutions, some people will not. But, I mean, I don't know, maybe a preemptive, hey, I'm about to use a word that may trigger you. I just wanted to let you know in case that was something, pointing at the fact that it might be a trigger word. I could see that working, and maybe educating somebody around the idea that this has become somewhat of a trigger word, and then pointing at it by saying, hey, I'm about to use a word that triggers a lot of people. Then you're putting the power back in their hands, empowering them to wonder about why this word is something, and maybe even to some degree making them look at what a trigger is. Some people don't even know what a freaking trigger is. So, I mean, by pointing at it and educating around the fact that the word could be a trigger, and you're also empowering them to take some initiative in their own healing to see what a trigger might be, to see, oh yes, this word does affect me. When I hear it, I do feel something from that experience. So I don't know, I think removing trigger words altogether, disempowering. Adding a preemptive, hey, this word may trigger you, that's a little more put the power in the hands of, the receiver. I'm more in alignment with empowering people to heal themselves rather than trying to keep them from these experiences. This is an important part of our existence. We have to experience this. We have to go through this. How else are we going to heal it if we're being kept from it? That doesn't make sense to me. So I just kind of had to share that. And I don't know. Regardless, it's something that came up when I've watched three or four, maybe even five different uh, videos where they're withholding the words and they're not using the words, and I'm like, okay, well, or using different words, which, it's cool that that also might point at, the fact that there's something there. But educate people as to why you're doing that. Tell people this is why I use this word, or even start your whole video with, I'm not going to use this word because it can be a trigger, so I'm using this word instead. Put the power back in their hands. To me, it's, kind of a no-brainer. But um I don't know, it ruffled my feathers when I've seen so much of it, so I had to share about it. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I love you. Stay well. Thanks for listening.